our victorious Wildcats. 77-72 over Duke Blue Devils. What a night it was. Before I get started, I asked a question a little while ago, and a lot of people made the comment of I asked them. I can't remember what the exact question was, but basically, a lot of people's responses was that, well, I don't really know. I don't really. I'm not going to judge Mark Pope yet. I'm not going to voice my opinion as far as him. I'm still on the fence whether I believe he's the right coach at the right time here at Kentucky, or I'm still on the fence of, does our players have enough in them to win games and stuff like that down the stretch? So if you're one of those people, the question for you is: was last night defeating Duke, was that a chance for you to say, I'm all brought in with Coach Pope? I believe in Coach Pope. I believe that he has the right people in here to get the job done. If that's you, let me know. Don't it's a lot of people out there, so don't be ashamed if you're one of those people who felt like that, who just felt like, you know what, I should probably just hold my opinion until after the Duke game, since we haven't played anybody, and rightfully so. So, like I said, I don't judge anybody just because you feel that way. Absolutely, if that's how you feel, perfect. But I would like to know that in the comments if you're one of those people, and or better yet, you can also, if you was a person who, well, I believe in Coach Pope. You know what I'm saying? I like where he's going. I like what he's doing, but I'm not going to go overboard just yet. Are you a person like that now after beating Duke, now are you completely sold in that Coach Pope is the guy at the right time here at Kentucky? If so, you can leave your comments down there as well. So what I want to talk about here is we can look at this game. We can look at this game in two halves. The first half, we can sit here and we can tell you what all we didn't do and what all we could have did better in the first half. Granted, we was only down nine. I think it was nine going into halftime. Yeah, we was only down by nine going into halftime. We was down 46-37 going into 46-37 going into halftime. So, but I don't necessarily want to talk about what we didn't do right. I want to talk about or all the mistakes or the things that we could have did better in the first half. I don't want to talk about that. And the reason why I don't is because the one thing that we really wanted to see out of a coach that we haven't saw in a long time is, can we go in at halftime and can we make the necessary adjustments and can we come back out in the second half? How many times have we played a game in the first half that was really good and then we come out in the second half and we was a totally different team? And we couldn't understand how they couldn't make the adjustments or how they got worse or whatever. But against Duke, our guys went in at halftime and they came out a totally different team. Now, is that a reflection because these guys are mature, or is this a reflection that Coach Pope was able to go out and get those guys ready to go and play basketball? Because in the second half, Kentucky outscored Duke 40-26. 40-26, we outscored those guys. We held those guys overall shooting for 3 points to 17.4%. They only shot 4 out of 23 from 3 points. This is a reflection of we went into halftime one way and we came out of different guys. It's like our maturity level of who we are as a team just kind of kicked in. Coach Pope had a chance to see. I mean, you're going to look at it. I mean, we scored 37 points the first half. We was kind of hoping to score more than that. This right here was a perfect game for Kentucky. It was hard. We had to overcome. Now, look, people's already started saying, well, you guys only beat Duke because, well, their big guy went out, and if he didn't cramp up and like stuff like that, no, you guys would have never won. You know what? I mean, it happens. We can't. I mean, what do they want us to do if their big guy cramps up? Are we supposed to call a timeout for the rest of the ball game and says we're not going to play no more until your guy comes back? They wouldn't. So that's the biggest bull crap of stuff that someone can possibly say because somebody got hurt. So, dude, like if the shoe was on the other foot, you guys wouldn't just stop play. You guys wouldn't say, well, maybe we shouldn't win this ball game because they're missing a key piece. The excuses that people make. I said before this ball game that I wanted to see something. I wanted to see Cooper flag. I wanted to see him go as long as he could. I was praying that he didn't cramp up one time because if we beat Duke, I didn't want that excuse. I didn't want them saying, well, Cooper cramping up and he wasn't on the floor the whole time. That kid's good, man. I don't. You can say what you want to say. I don't doubt. Look, this game right here was solid. We beat a solid top 10 team in Duke. Period. If you say that Duke is not all that good, then basically you're saying Kentucky's not all that good. Then Kentucky's a good team, and we should never downplay it because come March, that's a big time. And look, from here on out, as much as you don't like Duke, you need Duke to win the ACC. You need Duke to win a lot of basketball games to make our quad one win look even better. That's just the name of the game, whether you like them or not. You need to be rooting for those guys that those guys can win, so it can help us out. Especially if we're gonna, if Kentucky is going to stay on this path, and we're gonna take some bumps, we're gonna take some bruises, but if Kentucky's gonna stay on this path of winning tough games, then I feel like this right here is one of those big time wins that when we look back, we're gonna say this right here was enormous, and we needed that at the right time because it's doing so much from for the program. So we came out. The defense was a lot better. The rebounding was a lot better because I tell you what, going into halftime, these guys was rebounding a lot better than we was. But overall, for the whole ball game, they only ended the game with 45 rebounds to our 41 rebounds. So we caught up and we was able to withstand that, and we was able to crash the boards. We was wondering how long would it take for us to see Andrew Carr come out of his shell here at Kentucky. Well, I think he came out of his shell last night against Duke. He's played against Duke before. He understands Duke. So it was really good to see him come out. He wasn't in foul trouble. And even with the foul trouble that we actually have, I mean, we had, how many guys we had in foul trouble? Let's see, we had, Garrison had 2 fouls. Is that right? Garrison had 2 fouls. Robinson had 2 fouls. Owa had 2 fouls. Butler had 3 fouls. Actually, Owa had 3 fouls. So Garrison had 3 fouls. So I mean, we was in not necessarily foul trouble because we're deep. But speaking of deep, you could tell at the end of the ball game that these guys for Duke was exhausted. You could tell that these guys were just worn out. Our guys, our bench. I don't know about you guys, but my optimistic level of mindset for the program, for where they can go at this year, it got a little bit better last night. It got a little bit better last night, as if I needed it to already. So my next question to you guys is, where do we go from here? How do we get better? What did you see in this ball game that if you was Coach Pope, you would say we need to work on this and maybe that? I mean, we're going to watch the film. We're going to see things that we got to get better on. But just to, just to win a game like this at this particular point in everything that's going on, a new coach, all new players, figuring out everybody. You're talking about game management. I think Coach Pope checked all the boxes last night. Halftime, went in and made adjustments. Got the players that needed to be on the floor. The communication, like everything that we've been wanting for many years, we finally got last night. And you can't ask for nothing better than that. You can't be more prouder of our guys come out, how they came out and they fought. What I liked about it is, like our guys got hit in the face. And then we hit back. And then we got hit again. And then before we had a chance to hit, they hit us again. But our guys just stayed calm. Our guys never, ever panicked as if like the game is over. See, I don't know if you guys realize this, but supposedly Duke was making fun of Chris's mustache. So when he hit that three-pointer, I don't know if you guys realize this, but if you go back and watch it, when he hit the three-pointer, he was backing up backcourt, slapping his hands. He was rubbing his mustache at the players like, this is what you talking about? Like, this is what you disrespecting, young man? Let me show you something. And that's the ball game that's what Kerr Kriisa brings to the court. I like the fire. I like the energy out of Williams last night. You can see he just kind of like he let it all go. And Garrison, what about Garrison? I know a lot of you guys are very high on Garrison. A lot of you guys said that, that sometimes when the game is on the line, Garrison is going to be able to make a play or two. And by God, he made a play or two last night. And you could tell he was just feeling himself, but we all kept it into the perspective of the game. Now, Kobe Bryant played good. Anthony came in and he hit a three as well too. We didn't see, which was understandable. We didn't see no what's the name. We didn't see no Perry or Noah, and we only saw one series out of Collins. So, those guys, we got the win. It's okay. I hope those guys understand. It just last night it took the older guys to beat the younger guys, and it took everything we had to beat those guys, and that says a lot about their character that they just didn't give up. Cooper Flag, like I said, he's the real thing. He was hard to guard, but I think here's where we was because Carr wasn't in foul trouble. In the second half, they started Carr back off with Flagler on Flag, and I think that's where everything started going. The consecutive turnovers by Ortega, man. You know what? Call me crazy, but I think Ortega's pretty much being almost our best player this year. Maybe I'm wrong, and I want to hear who you guys after 3 games. Who do you think so far at this particular point of the season is our best player? I'm sorry, dude, but this is 3 games that haven't really had a bunch a big sighting from Jackson Robinson, and he was supposed to be our guy that we went out and everybody was waiting on their seats at the 11th hour and just trying to figure out, is he going to go pro? Is he going to come back? Yes, we got Jackson. Yes, he's going to be our closer. Yes, he's going to be the guy that we want the ball in the hands in the last of the ball game. I don't think so. Not right now. That could change tomorrow, but not right now. Jackson he's not that guy right now for us. And it looks like he's okay with that. Looks like he's still going to play through this. He's going to continue to do whatever he can for the team in other areas. But right now, the ball is just not going to his hands when the game's on the line. It's either Ortega, Carr came through, Butler came through. Like, these are the kind of guys that that was just really that's really making their footprint seen and their voices by the way they play on the court. These are the guys who was really making this, making an impact really early. And a lot of us didn't really put these guys to where we want them to be. We only seen Butler as a guy who can play defense. Butler's getting it downfield with the ball. Very aggressive with the basketball. He's not afraid. Look, we ain't afraid of nobody. We ain't afraid of nobody in the SEC. If you think these guys are going to run away just because we getting beat, it showed last night that ain't going to happen. We ain't going to just run away and just quit. Let me see. We shot 40% from the field last night for 25 out of 65. We shot 40% from the 3-point line. We hit 10 out of 25, and Duke only hit four 3-pointers all night. Guys, Kentucky got something going here. Is every time we go on the floor, is it going to be a perfect how we do things? It might not be perfect when we get started, but I feel like we have the coaching staff that cares enough that these guys are determined that we're going to make the necessary judgments to put our team, the Kentucky Wildcats, who our players love playing for, we're going to set those guys up for success so that these guys can go out on the floor and win some important ball games, starting with beating Duke. I am so excited that we beat those guys last night. Of course, by the time I haven't been to sleep since the game, since I got up for the game or whatever. So I've been up, so I'll be going to bed here in a little bit. But I can still I'm so excited that it's going to take about like 10, 11 hours just for me to calm down because we got this W. I can't even tell you how many times we lost games like this, and it just the rest of the day was just such blue. It was just okay, if that. So being able to get a game and win like this, going to sleep and stuff like that for a lot of you guys, even though you was excited, pumped up, I'm pretty sure it was easier for you guys to go to sleep just because we got a win. And we know once you wake up in the morning, you can go back to celebrating. And that's exactly what I've been doing all day, all by myself. It gets lonely celebrating by yourself. But we had a good post-game show last night. It definitely be at the end of this video right here. Please go check it out. We had a good time. And I catch rolled into Catlanta, and we rolled out with a W. And that is all the effort is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see, will our guys fight when adversity hit them in the face? When those high profile superstars, 5 stars, when they hit us in the face, the as they would say, our no name players, when they got hit in the face, how do they respond? And let me tell you, our no name players, they responded and they got it done. And I don't want to hear about, well, you guys only won because so and so got hurt. Keep all that. I don't want to hear that. Keep that to yourself, because that happens to every team out here when they're playing a game. And if you win a game and somebody get hurt on another team, I don't hear you complaining about it. So let's don't go there and let's don't do that. That's for sure. So, man, our guys are just like, our guys are ready. Our guys are ready to just get it going. They really are. And we play Lipscomb. I think it's the 20th. I gotta look. What is that? Like next Tuesday, something like that. I have to go see what the date is for that. I think it's like next Tuesday on the 20th is when we play again. So hey, let's get this win. We got like what, four? 1, 2, 3, 4. Got like 4 more games that we should win. So going into the don't want to look ahead to nobody, because we got Lipscomb, Jackson State, Western Kentucky, and Georgia State. Don't want to overlook any of those guys, but there's a chance that we can possibly be 7-0 going into the SEC ACC Challenge here on December the 4th, which is a Wednesday. I will be watching that game too, because that game's going to be coming on at 5:30 in the morning. Why not? It's going to come on late at night. But anyway, I'm so proud of our Cats, man. Let me know what you think about the Cats, man. Let me know who your MVP is last night, and let me know who would you consider at the end of the game, whose hands does the ball need to go in? Just let the comments know down below. Thank all you guys who have subscribed to the channel last night for the ball game. I got a lot of subscribers for the game. I got a lot of comments, and I just want to tell you guys thanks for supporting the show as well. I'm working with a company to get some new merch. It's going to be on like my website or whatever, so we'll have that. It'll be connected to my YouTube. Remember, all post-game shows only are streamed through YouTube as well. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I appreciate it. Until next time, go Big Blue. Big time win over Duke. Big time win over Duke, baby. I think we're going places. Let's get it, baby.